Alright guys, so this is a video on how to do the review sheet that I did here in class today. Okay, so I'm going to go through here, and so on your test, of course, these equations will not be on there. So on your test, I'm going to give to you down at the bottom a kind of a list of some equations. So like here's one there, right? So I'm just going to give you a few of the equations. Okay, so that way you'll have them on your test when you're working. So right, so first, this one, we're going to find the area of a circle. We do pi r squared. Okay, so basically here, half this is the radius. So the radius is equal to 2. Okay, so we know we have pi times 2 squared. Okay, is going to be my radius. Okay, so 2 squared, so I have pi times 4. And that's going to give me my area. There we go. Sorry about that. I forgot to get my calculator out there. So now I'm going to use my calculator. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 2 squared times pi equals, 2 squared times pi equals. Okay, so I get 12.56. So now to round it to the nearest tens place, okay, that's going to be 2.5, but the next one is 6, so it's going to be 2.6. So in this case, 2.6 meters squared. Okay, so whatever that the thing is here down at the bottom, it's going to be that meters squared. Okay, so this guy next to it, so half this is going to be the radius. Okay, so half of 12 is 6, so the radius is going to be equal 6. So then what I have is pi r squared. Okay, so basically what I have is pi times 6 squared. Okay, so you do 6 times 6, or 6 squared, times pi equals. Okay, so you end up with 113.09, which is 0.1. So I end up with 113.1. And that is centimeters, so centimeters squared. Okay, so again, I rounded that to 0.1 because that's 0, and the next one over is 1, so that means it rounds up. Okay, so I'll go here and do the next one. Okay, so this one, you're doing essentially the same thing you did up here, pi r squared, okay, times the height. So in this case, it's pi times 25 squared times 40. Okay, so I do 25 squared times pi times 40 equals. Okay, so then I get that big old number right there. Okay, so what we do with that, this is in terms of inches, because that's in inches. So 78539 point. Okay, 0.81 means it's point, or on there, so it goes 0.81. Okay, so that means it stays 0.8. So 0.8 inches. Okay, so I put my commas there, so 78,539. Okay, so this guy over here, same thing. So I'm going to do, the radius is 7. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to do 7 squared times pi times the height, which is 12. Okay, so I do 7 squared times pi equals that times 12 equals. Okay, so then I end up with 1847 point. So this is 0.2, but that's a 5, but then it's 6, so that's 0.3 centimeters cubed. Okay, because you have the circle, the area that way, and then plus another measurement going upwards. Okay, so that's how you end up with cubed. Okay, so I end up with, sorry about that, so 1,847.3 centimeters cubed. Okay, so on the calculator, that's what it looks like. Okay, so it's 0.25, but then the next one over is 6, so that makes it 0.3. Okay, now we're going to do the ones down here at the bottom. Okay, these guys are pretty straightforward. Okay, so meaning the circumference, I'm just going to divide this by pi. Okay, because it tells me right here I want to do the height in inches. This is already inches, so basically I just do 20.7 divided by pi equals 6.6, 6.58, which is going to be 6.6 inches. Okay, so that's my answer there. Then this one over here, Okay, so I'm going to divide this by pi. Okay, so I have 47.18 divided by pi equals. Okay, so I end up with 15.01, so that's 15.00 inches. Okay, it's going to be the diameter. Okay, so because I'm looking for diameter right here, we're looking for diameter. Okay, this diameter in inches. Okay, so now this is how I get 15.0 inches. Okay, so now these guys right here, now I want to know it in feet. Okay, so I did the same thing up here, but we'll do this anyway. So 20.7 divided by pi. Okay, so I have that guy. 20.7 divided by pi equals 6.6. I want to divide this by 12. Okay, so because there are 12 inches in a foot, okay, so it'd be 0.5, 0.54, then it'd be 0.55, so that's still going to be 0.5. Okay, so basically 0.5 feet. Okay, so because this is inches, so what I'm doing is I have this in inches, and for every 1 foot, there's 12 inches, so then I got to divide it up into 12. Okay, so this one here, the other way you can do it, I'm going to do this side. Okay, I'm going to do the other one the second way you could do it. So turn this into feet and then divide it by pi, which will work out the same way. So I'm going to take 47.18 inches divided by 12. That will give me the feet. So it's 3.9 feet. Okay, so now that does the same thing. So 3.5 feet, I want to divide it by pi. Okay, so I end up with 1.2 feet. Oh, sorry, that should have been inches, but that's okay. I'll do that one here. So there's 1.2 feet, or feet, same thing. But hey, 1.2 feet. Now here, this guy, in inches, I do 47.18 divided by pi equals. So that'd be 15.1 inches. Okay, so up here I do 15.1 inches. Okay, same thing. I could divide this by 12, and it gives me the same thing. So both of which or you can do it either way. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now down here, down at the bottom, these are kind of the harder ones that we do. Okay, so this one, because I was doing the same thing that I did up at the top, okay, this is the same thing as this guy right here. Okay, same thing. So we'll work it out both ways. So okay, so we'll do this one. I want to figure out the area. Okay, so now I do 25 is the radius squared times pi equals that guy. Okay, got to times that by 40 because it's 40 inches tall. Okay, so I get 78,000 whatever, the same thing we get up here at the top. Okay, that answer right there, same thing. Now for here, I want to put it in terms of feet. Okay, this is inches, 78,000 something inches. So now I divide that by 12. That'll give me that in feet. Okay, so that gives me 6,544. So I'll write it out here. So 6,544. This would actually round up to 5.0. So 6,545.0. Okay, that would be feet. Okay, I'm going to divide that by 4. Okay, so I divide by 4. It's that. And then I'm going to multiply by 12. Okay, so that ends up with 19,634. Right. So the final answer for this guy in board feet is equal to 19,634.9, which would be 54, which we're down. So 4.9 board feet. Okay, so that's what we end up with. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, so 19,634.9 board feet. So I'll do this other one over here. That's the last one I'll do, and then we'll call it a day. So So again, I got to figure out the volume. Radius is right here, so radius squared, so 8 squared times pi times 15 equals. Okay, so I end up with a volume of 3015.92 whatever, right? And so now this is in terms of inches. We're just going to pretend those are inches. I know I told a couple of you guys that in class, but we're just going to pretend like those are inches. Okay, so that would be inches. We're going to divide by 12. Okay, so divide that guy by 12 equals that. And now, dang, yeah, so now that's in terms of feet. So basically, board feet is 251.3274. Okay, volume in feet. Okay, so now we're going to divide that by 4. Okay, so we'll go back up to the equation. Right, so that way you guys can see. So go back to the equation. Okay, so what I did for this first part, this bottom part, this is the top part of the equation. Okay, so that guy is this guy right up here. Okay, so now I'm going to divide him by 4, and then I'm going to multiply it by 12. Okay, so now, so you have 251.3274 divided by 4 times 12 equals. So it should be about 754. About 754.0 board feet. Okay, so hopefully that helps. So your test will be on these other things on here. So right, so if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, just remember that you can always reach me at 81010. Okay, and then send me the message at Dressel ES. Okay, thanks again for watching.